The Pima Rough Riders hosted the Fort Thomas Apaches for its homecoming game Friday night in a contest that had less suspense than the halftime crowning of the Royal Court, as Pima easily dispatched Fort Thomas 51-6. It was Pima's night from the opening play as Logan Sherwood fell on an onside kick, giving the ball to the Rough Riders. 4 plays later, Curtis Hancock went untouched around the left end to start the evening scoring and followed it up with a 2-point conversion to put the Riders up 8-0 a minute into the game. Fort Thomas had trouble moving the ball on offense all night, and some early snap handling miscues in its first series by quarterback Kyle Stringfellow led to a safety by Luis Cabrera. Pima then looked to capitalize after a 30-yard run by Henry Boswell set them up first and goal from the 1. But an outstanding one-handed interception by DeJuan Quaid halted the drive. Watch as Quaid fights off a block to drop back into zone coverage and wait for the delivery by Pima quarterback Parker Blair before snagging one of his mitts on the ball and securing the interception. The Apaches couldn't capitalize on the turnover, however, and Hancock ran a short punt back 18 yards to once again set up the Rough Riders knocking on the end zone door. On the very next play, Hancock raced 13 yards around the right side for his second touchdown on the night.
Pima's very good. Very well coached. They're super fast, and we play 13 kids to 25, 26 kids, so we're already kind of behind the 8 ball. But I don't know. I thought it's hard to mentally kind of get ready for this game. We had a big game last week, and then I think we just weren't mentally totally ready for this game. It's just hard to deal with speed in 8-man. When they can turn the corner, and you ain't got nobody that can run them down, it's hard to contain with them. And they're a very good team. They did everything they needed to do to win the game.
Fort Thomas's Evan Stringfellow halted another Rough Rider drive in the red zone with an interception, but Pima's Jarrett Karchner returned the favor and tracked down Kyle Stringfellow's pass while fighting off offensive interference to come down with the interception as well. Later in the second quarter, Karchner ended Fort Thomas's best drive of the night so far with his second interception. Blair then capitalized on the turnover with a 28-yard strike to Karchner's twin brother Justin, which put the Rough Riders up 30-0 at the half. Pima's starting offense only played the first series of the second half, and homecoming king Parker Blair made the most of it with a 20-yard touchdown run.
It's a game we wanted to get a lot of bodies in there. It was a fun night for us. It was our homecoming, and we wanted to enjoy it and make sure everyone got a lot of time. A lot of guys that's been out here working hard, we want to make sure they got their payoff.
The Apaches never gave up, however, and their grit in the third quarter paid off as a bubble screen to Stacy Kitchion set up a 1-yard plunge by Kane Langley to avoid being shut out. Fort Thomas then forced its third goal line turnover on the night when Colby Talgo recovered backup quarterback Ryan Lewis's fumbled snap.
We tried a few different little plays that we never tried before, and Fort Thomas read them really well, and they got in on the ball and intercepted 2 I guess they were in the end zone, right by the end zone. I don't know. But other than that, we looked all right. We could have done a few things differently, but we're where we should be right now.
Lewis then atoned for the miscue by taking a sweep 5 yards around the left end to pay dirt. He then followed that up with a strike of a pass that hit a streaking Braden Brown in stride for a 42-yard touchdown and the last points of the night.
Good luck for Pima. They're going to be they're top 14, so good luck to them. And and we just live to fight another day. That's what we do. So we'll be back Monday. So
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, no problem.
We're going to ride this wave all the way to the state championship.
We're going to give it our best shot.
Pima will now face the meat of its schedule as it hosts Baghdad next week before heading to Elfrida Valley Union. Fort Thomas will try to regroup at home as it hosts St. David and then Duncan. This has been John Johnson reporting from Pima for the Eastern Arizona Courier.